Okay, so this time went over some foundational kind of vocal exercises about breathing, posture, and then ways to increase the resonance of the sound of your voice as vibrating around in your face and your head and your chest and stuff. So one thing at the beginning of your practices and exercises, you can do something to realize where this stuff is happening, and do a couple things. And you could yawn. You could feel the muscles in your face and the muscles kind of in your chest, and feel your stomach kind of go out a little bit, and that's where the singing is going to happen. Those are the exact same muscles they're going to be using. So it's just it's a good way to release tension in your diaphragm, which is the muscles around your lungs. And when you do it, make sure that you notice that stomach extend, like you said you know how to do from running. So that kind of leads me to the next thing, breathing from your diaphragm. There's this exercise that you can do 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, and it'll just help you get good control of your breath, and be breathing from your diaphragm. So when you do, you put your hand on your stomach, and when you inhale, feel and watch your hand move up, and if it's not doing it, try to focus on breathing through your stomach so that it does do that. But then when you exhale, make a hissing sound and have it happen very slowly, and try to draw it out for as long as you can. Maybe even count a number of notes as you're doing it, just to sort of like see how many you might be able to hold, you know what I mean? So you inhale, just sort of get like, okay, I did that like 3 or 4 times. And then you could get a gauge of whether you're starting to be able to hold your breath out longer and make that happen a little bit more. Another thing is, this will be helpful in lots of different aspects, but posture. Trying to make sure that you're straight but relaxed. You don't want to be any kind of like tense at all, but you do want to kind of be as straight as you can, so that the air can be coming through and going out the way it needs to. Kind of picture a string coming from the top of your head tied to the ceiling or something like that. And posture kind of goes for your mouth as well. So it seems redundant, but you got to have your mouth open to sing. And we talked about when you're saying vowel sounds, there's a tendency for a mouth to close a little bit. And when you're singing, you want to try to keep it open. So you can practice along with scales. You're like A-E-I-O-U. And try to be really, really conscious of keeping your jaw open, like A-E-I-O-U. And it's kind of hard to do, but eventually you get a little better at that. Then we went over the resonance aspects of it, which is starting out by picturing this whole part of the front of your face, your jaw, and your chest area as like a large room, echoing with chambers. You're trying to fill that room up with vibrating air and sound. And so when you do that, it helps you get off on the right foot already. But then we're going to do these little lessons that are little exercises you can do along with the key, along with the scales that you've already been doing with the lip rolls and the trills, to kind of see where the vibrations are happening in your face and in your chest and in your head. And as you do these little tricks, it'll become more comfortable. You'll start to fill up the spaces almost naturally, because you want to make it sound bigger and fill up everything, because you're already trying to do that. So if we start where you're most comfortable, I think it was a little bit higher than the middle C. Is it? Either way, wherever you find the C, and then every one of the white keys that are next to each other is just the major scale. So just go up with that, with the hum, drop your tongue to make the actual sound. And it's the hum, right? Like. Na recognizing where all of this resonance is happening in your head. And then to get it a little bit higher up in your head, do the nya, sort of like NYA sound. It's nya 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 nya. You'll really, really feel it up sort of in your forehead area. Same sort of thing with the other tricks. Just start on the C, which is the one that's right next to these two black keys. Nya 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 nya. Exactly. So you're going to do these things, you know, probably for as long as you want to practice. I would say if you're doing these lip rolls and you're doing the hung-ee, hung-ah, and the nya nya nya, you know, try to do them at least 5 times. You know, I mean, you know, each one of them, and then you'll be surprised. You'll have gone through stuff for 10, 15, 20 minutes maybe if you do all the breathing and that. And then the last one is the gi one, because we're trying to strengthen the ability to close and open your vocal cords around this particular note, because the gi makes you close your vocal cords. So we're doing the same thing with the same scale, starting on the C, wherever that is. So it's probably there or there, just to the left of these two. Make sure that you're pronouncing that hard G like Gator at the beginning of it, because that's what's making their vocal cords contract. It's like gee, 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 gee. And so we do these things along with the lip rolls, these 3 resonant tricks, and develop the richness and loudness and just overall vocal quality that you got going on. And the breathing and the posture is going to help with that as well, and just set a foundation. And then we can move forward, do some more stuff from there. Did you work on that Alexander Hamilton thing and all? It's alright. Well, cool. Well, we'll see you again next week, or whenever you're coming back, and yeah, hope you find a keyboard.